Hi crafters, Karen here, and in today's video it's all about another oh so inspired collaboration series. Before getting started, I just want to remind you that you can click on the hashtag that you see in the title or the playlist in the description box to take you to the collaboration team's videos, and you will get to see their take on this month's inspiration piece. So for this month, we were inspired by the artist Amy Tsuruta, and you can find all of her information in the description box below. And I hope that you'll go and check her out on Instagram, and you can check out her blog, and you will get to see all the great things that she has created. Up on screen is the inspiration piece for this month, and what has inspired me in particular is the coffee mug. So I have a hot cocoa mug die set in my stash, and I am going to use that to create a really pretty card today. So I will go ahead and share with you all the supplies that I will be using. Here I will be doing some ink smushing, so I do have a piece of Tim Holtz watercolor cardstock, a piece of navy blue cardstock for the layer, and then I did score and fold my card base off screen. So that will be ready to go. Now the supplies that I'll be using for my project today is I will be using this snowflake die, and as you can see I already die cut it off screen to save some time, but this is the die set and that is from Spellbinders. I will also be using the hot cocoa die set from Mementa, and I will be using that exact mug die without the candy cane and that mistletoe. And then for my sentiment, I will be using the Hello Winter from the Christmas sentiments from Recollections. For my inks today, I will be using the Simon Hurley Midnight Snack for my sentiment piece. And then for my ink smushing, I will be using the Oxide inks, the Prize Ribbon, and the Faded Jeans. So let's go ahead and get started. So there are obviously two sides to this watercolor cardstock, and there's a smooth side and a not so smooth side. I always like to use the smooth side. So I bring in my water bottle, my water sprayer, and I'm just going to place the ink on my pad, and I'm going to spray it down, and I'm just going to start smushing the ink onto the cardstock. And I really want to just fill the card. And then once I have that done, I will set it aside and I will let that dry. And while I'm letting that dry, I will now start assembling the pieces for my hot cocoa mug. So I'm bringing in my Bearly Arts glue and just starting to layer all the pieces together. Now this cardstock that I used for the whipped cream, I absolutely love it. It's this really pretty like iridescent. It's got some pink in there, some pink sparkles. It was just so pretty, and I thought it just went perfectly with the mug. And then I'm just using some foil to use as part of the layering. And then that little piece that I'm gluing there is also part of that same cardstock from the Cool Whip. And then once I have that done, I then go ahead and I bring in the dried piece of cardstock, and I will start to put the card together. So I'm going to layer it on my navy blue piece of cardstock, and then I'm going to bring in my stamping platform and to help me with my sentiment. So I will layer the snowflake on there to help me guide where I want the sentiment. And I'm bringing my stamping platform in because with dye inks, I typically don't get a good impression the first time I stamp it. And so it's always a good thing to have handy when you need to stamp more than once. So now that I got my sentiment on there, I'm going to now adhere the foamed snowflake. There I was just showing you that I did use foam to give it that extra layer. If you have foam in your stash, you can go ahead and use that. Or you can just cut out the snowflake in cardstock, 2 other layers, and then just layer it together to give it more of that dimension. So once I adhere the snowflake, I then will bring in my card base and I will adhere that to the card base. And then lastly, I will add my hot cocoa mug to the center of the snowflake. I just thought this made a really cute winter card. And there is my finished product. So I will show you another card that I made just to show you that when you do ink smooshing, you will get different effects. You usually won't ever get the same thing twice. So there it is. So I hope this has inspired you to give this month's inspiration piece a try. And until my next video, friends, I hope your day is a crafty day. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all again real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.